Welcome to Hashtag Radio. I'm Phid McAwesome.
I'm Charis McAwesome.
And on this week's Uncultured Roundup of social media, web, tech, gaming and pop culture, we really only have one thing to talk about.
Yeah, it's because it's pretty much been on the news all week.
Yeah. So if you're new to the show, usually what we do is we go over all the hot topics of the week. It's usually 5-6 topics. Anything, like I said, social media, web, tech, gaming, pop culture. We choose whatever we want to talk about for the week. But this week we are only going to be focusing on the Huawei trade ban with the US.
Yes.
I think there's multiple reasons why we personally really want to just talk about this.
One, because I'm a big Huawei fan.
We are. We're massive Huawei fans.
Of the phone.
Yeah.
I'm not really positive on all the other kind of techs and gadgets that they have.
Yeah.
But the phone I'm a massive fan of.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a surprise to me when the American government decided to... Wow.
I mean, I don't think it was a surprise. This has been...
Yeah, when they decided to ban...
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a war with China.
Yeah.
Really. This is a trade war with China.
Yeah, I mean, and leading up to this, we've had the chief financial officer arrested in Canada a few months ago, and it was under pressure from the US. They have been putting accusations on Huawei for the last couple of years, I'd say, on whether or not they can be trusted, whether because they are a Chinese company, if they are basically a pawn for spying on the rest of the world, or is this purely a trade issue where this is the biggest tech company in China right now, and America knows that they can... Well, America thinks that they have got one up on China by blocking them.
Yeah. I don't think it's as complicated as people want it to be.
Yeah.
I think it does... America has a massive bill with China.
Yeah. Most of the world does.
Yeah. But America more so. America's the biggest... is the biggest debt ower. I don't know, debtor?
Yeah, debtor.
To China.
Yeah.
And they owe a lot of money. And as time goes on, not only is China making money from them by selling them the products, they're also making money off them from the payments.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not a surprise that America would eventually... I don't think, to be honest, I don't think it would matter whether it was Donald Trump or whether it was a Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
I still think eventually we would have come to this point of a trade war with China.
Yeah, so I think that eventually we would have had the two countries clashing over the debt or the financial position or the superpower position or whatever, but I don't agree that we would have come to this exact scenario. I think.
Oh, no, I 100%. I don't think... Oh, okay. So I don't think it would be this rushed. I think anybody else that wasn't Donald Trump, I think probably would have executed it a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
And with a lot more smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And had a lot more, I guess, strategy behind it.
Yeah.
With Donald Trump, you don't really get strategy. You just get you get fear.
Hey, at least the one thing that he has been, you can give the guy, is he has lived up to every promise he's actually made.
I think he's lived up to expectation.
He's lived up to expectation.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so my thoughts.
Oh, actually, can you describe in detail the actual ban?
Okay, so the actual ban is. America has put trade bans on specific companies, not all of them as big as Huawei. A few years ago, they put a ban on ZTE, which almost killed ZTE.
Yeah.
We don't even talk about ZTE anymore as a company.
Is it because of the US, or is that because it's a worldwide thing?
It's more of a worldwide thing. They were established by the Chinese government.
I think that's a differing point.
Yeah.
Huawei's not. Huawei's share owned company.
So the ban states that no American-owned companies or American ruled countries.
Yeah.
There's another word I'm looking for here, but that'll do. Are allowed to trade with Huawei.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form was the initial ban.
Yeah.
So that was anything at all not allowed to provide a service to Huawei.
Yeah.
What has happened since then is they have put a 90-day restriction lift on them. So basically, for 90 days, companies that are already dealing with Huawei are allowed to continue to deal with them for 90 days.
Okay.
So new companies cannot deal with them.
Yeah.
But existing companies can.
Okay.
So that's in essence what the ruling is, what the rule that has been put in place is.
Okay.
So not.
I think I've got it.
Not saying what the reasoning is, but that's the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reasoning is where you get into some very interesting debates on this. Political, and political. Like, it's all political.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say, like, there has been an argument out there saying the only reason that this has been done is because there is a fear that Huawei could not, now that they're the number 2 smartphone company in the world over Apple, that they have only done this to kill them, to stop them from killing Apple.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that China has said that fine, we will put a restriction on Apple is a reason why they wouldn't do it. No, you wouldn't do this to kill them.
Well, let's stop there. We'll take a bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll have a talk about the theories as to why we think America has done.
Why have they done it?
Why America has done the Huawei ban. The US has banned Huawei from being able to trade. We don't really know why.
No.
So now we're going to theorise.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these theories are going to be other people's theories that we personally think. So I'm curious to hear from you. What theory are you along the lines of?
Yes. Anyway, we'll start with you. Actually,
well, I literally just asked you.
Oh.
You weren't even listening to what I said.
I thought you were talking about the people who are listening.
No, you.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
As to why I think the US have banned Huawei. Like I said earlier in the first lot, I actually think it's got more to do with my theory. My Huawei ban theory has more to do with the US economy and how it is falling behind. And I actually think Donald Trump thinks that this will help companies like Apple, and maybe they've got smaller manufacturers there to increase sales, because effectively US is an American company and they are...
US is an American company?
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? Yeah. US, Apple is considered a US company, and that is ranking third in smartphone sales, behind 2 Asian
the number one being Samsung,
country
the Korean
manufacturers. Samsung being number 1, which is Korean, and then number 2 being Huawei, which is Chinese. And we all know people have that Donald Trump's always gone about being anti-Chinese. That's
the fear of the...
Yeah, and having
fear of a red planet.
Yeah, having this massive fear of Chinese people.
Yep.
I think he's genuine in that fear.
Yeah.
And is in terms of them being better at business than him, which isn't hard.
No. I mean, Huawei's making money.
Yeah.
He's lost money every year, ever. Yeah,
and so I think in his mind that if he can eliminate that competition,
Mm-hmm.
he will be able to enable, I guess, US companies to capitalise on that. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Whether it works is a completely different story. That's just a theory. Now you're.
Okay, so interesting from what you just said, like about it's going to be a benefit to. He may think it's going to be a benefit to American companies.
Yeah, we're talking theories, not
yeah,
the
yeah.
effects.
So I was just about to say, after we've talked about this, I really want to get into
The effects.
the effects because
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to
That's
be a
fine.
benefit.
Theories.
Okay, so
Stay
my
on
theory
track.
is I do believe it's a trade thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's a security thing.
Yeah.
I think that they see Huawei as a way of being able to attack China indirectly, and by utilizing them as a trade to get a trade deal. And I think that trade deal is going to be based on many elements. I think it's the debt that America has to China. I think it's trying to get China to buy more stuff from America. I think it's trying to get rid of tariffs on different items. I think the entire thing is just to get a deal.
Yeah.
And I was already thinking this, and then I literally, just before we went live, I have something that's actually going to back this up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in an interview with, at an event actually, for agricultural groups of all things,
Yeah.
they interviewed Trump, and this is literally, I'm going to read out exactly what went down in the interview.
Okay.
Right, so Trump said, Huawei is something very dangerous. I can't do a Trump accent, sadly.
Yeah.
You look at what they've done from a security standpoint, from a military standpoint, it's very dangerous. So it's possible that Huawei even would be included in some kind of trade deal. If we made a deal, I could imagine Huawei being possibly included in some form of trade deal.
Yeah.
And the reporter says, how would that look? And Trump replied with a standard Trump response, it would look very good for us.
Yeah, okay.
And then-
So I think your theory does hold a lot of water.
Yeah. And then he goes, but the Huawei part, how would you design that? And he goes, it's too early to say. We're just very concerned about Huawei from a security standpoint. What I wanted to get to here is he has given two answers in one answer.
Yeah.
He's given, they are a security risk.
Which is unusual for Trump, because normally he's not good at answers.
Yeah, at all. And he's just gone and given two.
Yeah.
So he's gone, they're a security risk. Blah, 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 blah. But then he's flipped it to, however, we could work with Huawei, we just need to make a deal.
Yeah.
Those two things are not compatible. Right?
Yeah.
So you're either concerned about Huawei from a security standpoint, which is why you've turned everybody else in the world against Huawei. New Zealand, Canada, Australia, and the UK, namely, the Five Eyes.
Yeah.
Why you've turned them against them is because of a security issue.
Yes.
Or have you manipulated your Five Eyes partners into doing that because you want to get a better trade deal? It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's not both, and it cannot be both.
Why can't it be both?
Because you're going to make a deal.
Why can't you manipulate your Five Eyes by saying it's a security issue in order to get a trade deal?
Oh, no, you can do that, but you're doing it to get a trade deal. You're not doing it because of genuine security risk.
Yeah, but what happens if you're just you're capitalising that, going, actually, there's a security issue here that I've found. I'm going to exploit that.
Yeah, to get a better trade deal.
To get a better trade deal.
Because if you do a better trade deal, are you actually going to say, to get once
you're
they
saying,
come up with this trade deal, are they actually going to say, look, we actually have no problem with you dealing with American companies and trading in America now?
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that a year ago we saw you as a risk to our security, we're going to let you in. Like, we're going to let you in now that you've given us a better deal.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be like, to me, that's the same as saying, get out of my house, burglar. You're robbing me. Go away. And then a week later they turn up and say, hey, look, I just wanted to come around and make you dinner. And you go, oh, shit, that works for me.
Yeah.
I mean, last week you were here robbing me.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You want to come in and make me dinner? Come in. You're still a criminal who was trying to rob me.
Yeah, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't have both, in my opinion.
Okay. So you're, apart from that analogy, which I'm not sure I've truly fully followed, the first part of it, totally agree with. I think it has a lot more to do with that than mine. Although I still think mine's valid.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I think
totally.
I could tie it in there somehow.
I think the two could work together, both your theory and my one. I think it is.
So our theories are good, but
Yeah.
I prefer conspiracy theorist theories.
Have you found one?
I have found one.
Funnily enough, I just looked at your computer and the first ad is there is a big one that says the Twilight Zone, which is so fitting.
Yeah. So conspiracy theorists,
Yeah.
because they're the best at coming up with crazy shit that could kind of
The
make
best
sense.
ones, the best ones are the ones that are completely out there and crazy and tie in just enough to go, ooh.
Yeah, so there's one crazy conspiracy theory
Yeah.
as to why Huawei's been banned from the US.
Mhm.
And not surprisingly, a lot of traditional media news outlets are actually running with this as news articles.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So the big one that's going around at the moment
Mhm.
is that the reason why Huawei has been banned
Mhm.
is because the US
Mhm.
are worried about the Chinese spying. And the Huawei P30
Mhm.
has a 50 times optical zoom.
Oh my god.
And so
Yeah.
is a big threat
Yeah.
to have a whole lot of P30s in the US
That can zoom heaps.
that can zoom in heaps.
Yeah.
And the Chinese...
Hey, you did say when you saw this that I think this is amazing.
This would be amazing
I'm
for a
going-
spy phone.
And when I look, this is going back like 3-4 years into hashtags hit past. When I first showed you my Huawei watch, you were unimpressed because
It didn't have lasers on it. It wasn't spy enough.
Yeah, you wanted a spy watch.
I wanted a spy watch.
Funnily enough, it does have microphones and speakers in it.
Yeah, I know, but
So
does
it
it
could be
have
recording
lasers?
everything.
The point is, watch can have a microphone and cameras and all that kind of stuff. That's cool.
But the funny thing is, Huawei did sneak that in. They didn't announce that it had a speaker and microphone in it when that first came to market.
Yeah,
it was torn apart and found.
Yeah. But what would make it
Sneaky.
cool, because
Yeah.
that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Or, you had those walkie-talkie watches.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what the smartwatches do.
Yeah.
But what would have been cooler is now that we're adults having lasers.
Yes. Because adults can be trusted with lasers.
Yeah.
Would you trust me with a laser?
No.
No. See?
Anyway,
That's a crazy theory. I love it.
conspiracy theorists, right,
Mm-hmm.
around the world have been saying this. Not helping matters is the Chinese diplomat.
Oh, I saw his tweets.
Zhao Lijian.
Yeah.
So he's actually the deputy chief of mission at the Chinese embassy. And he...
In which country? He's in another country somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where. Why isn't Huawei making America tremble and go insane? Huawei's new phone camera's optical zoom is just insane. And then he shared a video
Yeah.
of two boys playing Chinese chess in a park. And it was 50 times
Yeah.
digital zoom.
Oh, okay, so it's a different one. There was another guy who was a Chinese diplomat who tweeted a tweet about disrupting, about how America's just scared of China because Huawei is outselling Apple,
Yeah.
making more money and doing it for cheaper,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically. But you know the fucked up part about that?
The phones are made by Foxconn, which
No.
is a Chinese company.
No, not just that, but that too. Nah, the dude tweeted it from an iPhone.
Oh, that's funny.
You can't talk smack about somebody's product if you're using their product.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest conspiracy theory I've
Yeah.
found so far. Have you come across any?
No, I haven't. But I have no doubt there's probably crazier ones out there. I just know there's people who honestly believe that everybody's smartphone is feeding all information all the time back to government, so
Oh,
which possibly is.
actually, when I do remember seeing a conspiracy theory, and I guess you could kind of play it into this because it's all related. It's actually when the daughter of the
When she was arrested.
when she got arrested,
She's the chief financial officer,
CFO.
CFO. Yeah.
And they said then that the reason why, because again, the security threat, it's a big security issue. That's why 5G stopped.
Yeah.
and it was all based around the Chinese spying, and because this is the conspiracy theory now, the part I'm going to tell you, was because Huawei had gone up to number 2 in the world, it meant that the Chinese had all the information on nearly, I guess, everybody in the world, and they could use that somehow.
Yeah.
Unlike America's manufacturer, not a manufacturer, maker, which is iPhone, dropped, and therefore they lost their ability with the whole Five Eyes. And now they don't have as much information to be able to control people.
Yeah. So
I don't know what people are going to want to do with your dick pics that you send me. I don't know how the Chinese are going to make that work.
If
that theory is true.
They could definitely make that work for them.
No, but I don't know how they'll blackmail you with it.
Well, they're not going to blackmail me with it, but they're going to make it work for
them. Or
them.
Control. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
They're just going to launch a website, Phid's Dick Pics.
Yeah. I think...
Subscription service.
So that was...
I think I should start that before China does.
Yeah, and so that was one of the theories.
Send me a tweet if you're interested in me starting that subscription service.
No, don't. No. But that was one of the theories when the CFO.
Yeah.
And so I think we could kind of relate it to this.
The other funny part of this, and this
ban.
was a conspiracy theory, probably more that came from the left than it did from the right on this one, is there was a conspiracy theory that came up that because after she was arrested, they publicly said that when she was arrested, she was found to have an iPhone and an iPad on her.
Yeah.
Right? And there was this theory that came out that there was absolutely no reason to mention that she had an iPhone and an iPad on her because governments usually don't announce blah 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 was arrested. When they had a look in their purse, that person had blah 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 blah. It's not that people don't normally give a shit. So there's this theory that the government had purely done that to shame them, that she probably didn't have an iPhone and an iPad on her, but they have said that to shame them and have the public think that actually Huawei isn't better. Apple's better because the Huawei people use it. So it was a lie just to shame them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a theory.
No, I do remember.
But there's one thing you said earlier, which is you said about the fact that Huawei could potentially be getting people's information, and you did say everybody. Oh, not everybody, but almost everybody, right?
Yeah.
So this may blow a few people's minds here. Not real techies, but I would say average Joe doesn't realise how much Huawei products, or that they even have a Huawei product in their house.
Okay.
So this isn't just a phone ban, right? This is a trade ban against Huawei altogether. So people in New Zealand, right? I'm going to use them as the example because I know this to be 100% factual.
Yeah.
The 2 Degrees network in New Zealand and the Vodafone network in New Zealand both run entirely on Huawei technology.
Yeah, no, that is not
and
a secret.
And it all goes through but a lot of people don't realise it.
No.
And it all goes through the Huawei data centre in Auckland.
Yes.
They built that data centre.
Yeah.
So
are you able to share that location?
Yeah, we've been there. We tweeted about it.
I know.
Yeah, it's public knowledge. It's public knowledge.
Okay.
Oh, it's publicly available knowledge.
The data centre?
Yeah, the data centre in Auckland.
I don't think it is.
Okay, we'll see if I get sued by Huawei.
Yeah. I might just bloop that out. It'll be like a chicken or something.
Okay.
Okay.
So whether you've got an iPhone, a Samsung, an LG, or whatever brand of phone, it's all going through Huawei services.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that. That's the mobile side of it.
Yeah.
Now the internet side of it. 9 times out of 10, when you sign up to an ISP for your internet and they send you a modem, that is a Huawei modem. It's branded with another brand. Usually it'll have like Telecom or Vodafone or whatever. So it'll be like whatever brands, or in Australia it'll be Telstra or Optus branded.
Yeah.
If you flip that around, have a look at the sticker on the back, manufactured by Huawei.
Yeah.
So all of your information is already going through their services and their products.
Well, isn't it because the modem itself doesn't have a chip?
Do you know what your modem does? Do you know
I don't know what my modem does, but I've pulled it apart.
Well, you've pulled previous ones apart, but you don't know what everything on that does.
And it's just wires.
Yeah, but you don't know what everything in that thing does, right? So I'm using
Yeah, but I know. But
I'm using the same theory here that people who are saying it about Huawei phones.
Oh, okay.
Right? Using that same logic that they could be. So if you're scared of what they could do with that phone, but you're okay because you don't own a Huawei phone and you'd never buy one.
Yeah.
Chances are, at home, all your computers, which we all know you're watching some questionable stuff on there, your TVs that are connected to it, your Google Home, your Alexa, everything that's connected to that modem.
Yeah.
Chances are that's a Huawei modem.
And that's why they're banning Huawei from everything.
Well, that's why they're using the security thing, but...
Okay. Oh, well, another one of that security thing is because a Huawei executive just recently got accused of stealing trade secrets.
Yeah.
From a phone. I think it's the theory. It's not proven.
I don't think that one's proven either.
I do know that it's not come out. It's a story circulating.
Yeah, so I think all of this is... I think there's some bullshit that's been spread and all this sort of thing, but the entire thing
but there's a fun part of it.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying is all of this is built up to this. Like, they've leaked all these little stories and arrested the CFO.
Oh, yeah, propaganda is a common tool used by all governments.
Yeah, so this has been a propaganda war as much as it is a trade war.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah. For me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not being watched at all.
Yeah.
I'd feel a little bit left out, I guess, if it was revealed that no one kept any records of me.
Yeah. Well, we know there's records on us.
But we already know...
We've had records. We've had account details leaked to the internet, baby.
But we already know that the US were spying on people's normal conversations.
Yeah.
That's why Snowden
Yeah.
is currently in Russia. And that's what he leaked, was that ordinary US citizens were being listened to.
Yeah. Regardless of device.
And that was the Americans, and he talked about the Five Eyes and how they shared information. So of course it involves our governments on the Western society. Am I threatened by another country knowing my shit? Not really. I'm already being watched.
The argument could be said that it's not just...
I'm already being monitored. Who has my monitoring? I guess if there's more copies around... if someone fakes one, I should be able to access my original somewhere from one of the other countries. Yeah,
but I think this is probably a good time for us to talk about what the actual implications of the Huawei ban are.
Yeah, so let's take a break and we'll get into that. With the US banning Huawei,
or banning trade with Huawei,
from US, what other effects or what unknown effects is this going to cause? Because we know there's been some sort of effect because they've got a 90-day reprieve.
Yeah.
US companies got a 90-day reprieve.
Yeah.
So why is there a 90-day reprieve? And what caused that?
Okay, why is there a 90-day reprieve? That one's an interesting one because I think when you look at that, it's probably, so I'm speculating here, it's probably due to the fact that a lot of these businesses have deals in place already. One of the other issues is Huawei has already got products in the hands of American customers.
Yeah.
Like with their Honor brand. So Huawei does not trade in America. You cannot buy the Huawei P30 in America. You can't buy the Huawei Mate 8 in America, or the Mate 9, or the Mate 10. Like, you could have.
Why do they have an office there then?
Because they do telecommunications over there, and they release a different brand. So they've got a brand called Honor.
Okay.
In the US, and that's where they release those products over there. We can't get those here. We cannot buy Honor products here in Australia.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy it in New Zealand. You can't buy Honor in China. Oh no, you can buy Honor.
Yeah, but why do they call the P30 over in the US?
They don't have the P30. No, American YouTubers and stuff got sent it.
Okay.
But you can't buy it.
Oh, okay.
You have to import it if you want it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I just thought of an unintended consequence
Okay. So
of this ban.
this is the reason why I think they've done it, is because the products that are out there and the rest of the world, right? So us in Australia here, we have got, you've got the P30 Pro. If they're not trading with Google and not allowed to have the updates to the Google system or Google Android operating system, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It means that it gives them 30 days still while they 90 days, sorry, while they negotiate what's going to happen going forward, to be able to make sure that your phone's still updated as well. So
yeah, but this wasn't.
These are multiple reasons why I think they did. Like I said, it's a lot more complicated.
Because the ban only applies to products that have not yet been released.
And updates after this 90-day period.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So at the moment, they're not allowed to create a new deal. No one can create new deals with Huawei.
Yeah.
In this 90-day period. They can continue business with them though. So this is where your phone might get an update on a security patch to your Android.
Yeah.
After this 90-day period, if they don't have a deal, you're going to get no more security patches on your phone. Because they cannot get that information from Google to do that.
Yeah.
Right, so there's that. But as for consequences, where I want to start with the consequences side of things, we'll start with the small, simple consequences here at last.
Okay.
So, ISPs now will not be able to buy buy Huawei products at all.
Yeah.
So that means in America you won't be able to buy the Honor phones to sell. ISPs won't be able to use those modems and white label them as their own modems. There's all these are all the really small, simple things that they'll just find another supplier, right?
Yeah.
But then you get into the bigger, more complicated things that have come up out of this. So the consequences of being they can't trade with Google at all anymore.
Yeah.
So this means on your cell phone there's going to be no support for Gmail anymore, no YouTube, no Google Maps, no Play Store, no security updates. They could potentially just use the open source version of Android, reskin it, open up their own app store, and do it that way. But I don't think that's likely. And then there's other consequences such as financial, and this one's where it does get big, right?
Yeah.
Is Huawei have spent over $11 billion in the US in the last 12 months. $11 billion.
Yeah.
And that's going to Google, it's going to Intel, it's going to the company that makes Gorilla Glass. I can't remember the name of them. I'm really Corning.
What?
Corning, the company that makes Gorilla Glass. They used to make Pyrex cups and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they make.
I thought Gorilla Glass was a.
No, it's American.
Was a Korean.
No, American.
Huh.
The LCD screen behind that glass is Korean usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. AMD, they can't deal with them. Nvidia, they can't deal with them anymore. Like, there's all these different American companies that they cannot deal with anymore.
Yep.
So these American companies can no longer make money from them.
Okay.
So that's the purchasing side of it. Where it becomes a bigger problem though is when you have a look at what China does, right? So have a look at, they enforced on themselves, China, that no Facebook, no Twitter, no YouTube, blah 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 blah.
Yes.
And what did they do? Because the public wanted those services,
Created third party.
they created their own.
Yeah.
Not a third party, completely separate.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They created their own.
So they created their own version of Facebook, their own version of Twitter, their own version of Messenger, all of this themselves.
Yeah.
They will do exactly the same thing as what they did for that with these other things. Like, they already have their own processor, Huawei,
Mhm.
the Kirin processor.
Yeah.
So they will just only use that processor now. Everything that they were using, which was a Snapdragon processor, fuck that, won't have a Snapdragon anymore, it'll have a Kirin processor.
Yeah.
When it comes to their PCs that they make, because Huawei is making really good PCs now. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago on the show.
Yeah.
That we were considering getting one.
Yeah.
So they can no longer use an Intel chip.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They'll just make their own.
Yeah, well, they do anyway.
Yeah, but they'll make their own PC chip.
Yeah.
They don't make their own PC chips. They were using Intel processors.
Yeah, Huawei doesn't, but China...
No, Huawei does. Huawei was using Intel processors.
Yeah, and that's what I just said.
Okay. But they will just go to a company,
Yeah.
and it'll probably be a small company that already exists, that's already making microprocessors in China,
Yeah.
and they will just make that company go from a small company
Or Taiwan,
to a bigger company.
which is claimed by China.
Yeah, China, it's under Chinese jurisdiction. Yeah,
Yeah.
that word. Yeah, and they'll just make that company bigger. Same with the Gorilla Glass. They don't need Gorilla Glass. They can just make that stuff in China.
Yeah.
What's going to end up happening with that is then all of a sudden they become really fucking good at making those products. Why does Samsung have to deal with these American companies then?
Yeah, I have a question. Did you say it was $11 billion?
$11 billion.
Been taken away from the US economy?
Yeah, but it will be more.
Is that
China
revenue?
does that. I don't know exactly, so I think it may be revenue.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of how much tax the US government then loses
That's a lot.
out of that $11 billion.
That's a lot.
Because you have $11 billion going into the economy and then tax.
Yeah. But then imagine how much they're going to lose as well if exactly that scenario that I said happens. Because it means that's business gone, because then you've also got the other issue, right? And this one here is a hypothetical, but let's just play along here, right?
Yeah.
Because at the moment it's only Huawei that's been banned.
Yeah.
Let's say China digs their toes in and says, nope, we are not going to make a deal with you on that.
Retaliates.
Yeah, we're not, or not so much retaliates, and just says, no, we're not making a deal.
Yeah.
And America goes, fine, we're going to ban all your companies, all your tech companies. So this here has a bigger implication, right? So this is Huawei, this is Honor, this is Oppo.
Yeah.
So while Oppo might not be a big brand in America, or
Yeah.
a big brand in New Zealand and smaller companies, it's huge in India and stuff like that.
Apple.
No, well, I was going to say, Android fans' favourite phone, right,
Yeah.
is the OnePlus. It's talked about for years
Yeah.
that one of the best Android phones on the market is the OnePlus.
Yeah.
It's made by Oppo,
Yeah.
right? So that's no OnePlus
That's no go.
anymore.
Yeah, but
Wait,
I
wait,
think...
wait. And then they go, right, fine, we're going to ban Lenovo. America, as a Chinese company. We're going to ban ASUS. We're going to ban Acer. All of a sudden, you've got these big issues here where they're all being banned as well. So
Yeah.
what's to stop them from working together then to say, you know what, we don't need Google.
I
Get
don't
fucked.
think... Yeah, I don't think
We're
they'll
going to start our
ever...
own OS.
Yeah, so I don't think they will go that whole, we're going to ban all Chinese companies, because then you are going to have the problem with Apple, who all their phones are actually manufactured by Foxconn, which is a Chinese company.
Exactly, that's another problem.
I think I've got a couple of unintended consequences while I was listening to you, and I'm just going to take your mind back to when you said about in New Zealand 2 degrees and Vodafone,
Yeah.
and how their current servers are all run by who?
Huawei.
Okay, so let's say the US ban trade, and then they say, and any country that deals with Huawei,
Yeah.
like put on a full-on sanction.
Yeah, which I think
So
they're actually
we
starting
have-
to do that, because a UK company just this week, ARM,
Yeah,
who make their ARM processors,
yeah,
they stopped dealing with Huawei.
Huawei,
It's a
because
UK company.
because they want to deal, they want to be able to deal in the US.
Yeah.
So this is where we start getting into where the lack of strategies come in. So the servers are maintained, the ones in New Zealand, servers in New Zealand, of which all that internet traffic flows through, is maintained by Huawei.
Yes.
It is Huawei products. and they continue to maintain and manufacture. And I'm guessing in the US that they found out there are a lot of companies that rely on Huawei products.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking phones. Huawei don't just make phones, like you said. They make the servers, GPS stuff, all of these things, and these companies have to buy all the parts from somewhere.
Yep.
I think it gives those companies a bit of time to be able to do those final deals to get enough product in to be able to create upkeep.
Yeah, while they try and figure out what the fuck they're going to do after they run out of...
Yeah. I think a massive unintended consequence, and I don't know if this is unintended, is actually the price of products going up in the US.
Great.
And so, basic economics, yeah?
Yeah. Supply drops.
Yeah, supply
Demand
drops.
goes up.
Demand is still there, still high.
Yeah.
Supply doesn't meet demand, prices increases.
Great.
And I think we're going to get that with the US economy. And I don't quite know how a lot of these people are going to feel about that.
Yeah.
So we know that Huawei, when they first came in with a lot of cheap phones.
That's how they started, yeah.
Yeah. They
They were the supermarket phone.
Yeah, well, they were Huawei.
They still are the supermarket phone.
Huawei are the disruptor
Yeah.
in the telecommunications industry.
Yeah.
They came in and they completely fucking disrupted everything. And they did that by providing those low-end phones. You remove those lower-end phones, and it's a large quantity, like a massive quantity of phones. You remove that, you're not getting those $10 burner phones anymore.
No.
You're getting $80 burner phones.
Yeah.
Because supply's dropped massively.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to be provided by somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I doubt that anybody will flood the market like Huawei did.
Yeah. Do you know who could win out of this, though? There's one nation that could potentially win out of this. There's India. So a lot of companies have started opening manufacturing plants in India.
Yeah.
It's actually due to a law in India which basically says if you want to trade in India now, you have to...
US don't have a great trading thing with India.
Oh, don't they? I don't know what the relationship's like there.
It's not good.
But the thing is, like, companies like, I think LG and Samsung and I know Lenovo, they actually are doing manufacturing in India now, as well as China.
Yeah.
So you may not have to deal with Foxconn anymore.
No, but you'll have to deal with Foxconn India.
But potentially.
Which is a Chinese-owned company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but that's exactly right. Like, I agree 100%. Like, this is all the issues that there are so many issues, and there's probably way more than what we're bringing up here.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
this is like a spider web that's gonna ripples of something.
Yeah, and that's why I say it just wasn't a very good strategy.
Yeah.
This was not implemented
And
well.
this is from a guy who's supposed to be a brilliant,
yeah, we all know.
stable genius, amazing businessman.
I think we all know by
But
now.
after the deal, he fucked this deal up.
Yeah, I think we all know by now
Yeah.
that that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
So let's not constantly bring up something that's not true.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
And let's get into
The next segment.
the next part. Okay, so we've talked about the theories as to why the US has banned Huawei. We've talked about the effects that the ban will have.
Yeah.
And we've talked about who's going to be affected.
Yeah.
Which has ranged from governments to small business to consumers.
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody.
This is going to have a ripple effect.
Yeah. Now that we're in our final last minutes of the show,
Okay.
I want to ask you this.
Okay.
Do we think this is the end of Huawei and the start of new opportunities for the US? Or do we think this is all entirely bullshit and we'll probably see Huawei come out with something new at the end of the year?
I don't think... one, it's not the end of Huawei. It's definitely not going to create more opportunities for the US. Right? Flat and simple. Plain and simple. It's going to cause more problems than anything. Because of all the reasons I've already given.
Yeah.
Mainly
I'm going to try and
financial.
play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Since you've taken that stance, I'm going to go the opposite.
Yeah. What I do think...
America!
Yeah.
I'm getting into the feel of...
Yeah. I feel like you need a Jim Beam and you need a Marlboro cigarette and sit in your truck so that you can...
I don't even know if I can do an American accent.
Funny thing
I'll try.
Funny thing is you do like whiskey, do smoke, and you do own a big truck.
Yeah, I do. America!
Okay, so what I do think will happen out of this, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll see... This is going to have a lot of spin on it, though. I think we'll see a US back down on this.
Okay.
I think...
America don't back down for nobody.
Yeah, I think America...
Was that good enough accent? Is it a good accent?
Not so much a good accent, but the right attitude.
Okay.
You did this with
I'm nailing the attitude.
Yeah,
At least
you
I'm
got the
getting
attitude
something.
right.
Yeah.
I think the US will back down on this.
We don't back down.
But
Yep.
I do think it's going to get drawn out over time. I think it'll get to a point where Huawei do announce that they've got their own OS. Like they've hinted at it for years. They hinted at it very recently and basically said, we have a plan B. We've got our own OS.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to get out. I'm just going to get out of character for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So they have been implementing.
Yeah.
So I've got the P20.
Yeah.
And my phone updated in regards to the Gmail.
Yeah. So the OS hasn't changed or anything like that.
No, I've had a shit ton of OS updates. Well,
What, in the last week?
No, not in the last week, in this year.
Okay.
Like, I've had a lot more updates than you've
Previous
had on
years.
your phone.
Oh no, I've had an update like every fortnight or so lately.
Really?
Yeah, I've been getting real regular.
Yeah.
More
so
regular than
mine's-
previous years though.
Yeah, like system updates.
Yeah, system updates, like Google Patch updates or just operating system updates, or because I'm on Oppo,
Yeah.
just Color OS updates.
Yeah, so I've been getting like huge system updates that need to shut down and restart my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
All that type of stuff. And so I've been getting them, I wouldn't say fortnightly.
I'm getting real regular. Like, I might be exaggerating. It could be fortnightly or monthly. Or
Yeah,
it's been
I'm
real regular, though.
I'm getting them like twice a month.
Yeah, that would be fortnightly.
No, I'm not saying spared. Like I'd get one,
Oh,
and
get
then like the
another one,
next day
okay.
I'll have another update. And I never really took notice of it. And then I got an update, and
This one tripped me out because you showed me as soon as this happened.
yeah, which was I went to go share something to my email from social, and normally it just goes straight through to my Gmail app.
Yeah.
And it opens up my Gmail, and I just share it from there. And this time it sent me to my Huawei email,
Yeah.
at the standard that comes on the phone,
Yeah.
and asked me to give it access to Google.
Yeah.
And then I had to
authorise
authorize Gmail access. So that got authorized.
Yeah.
I've had updates on my simple things like my emoticons.
You've had some weird stuff happening with your remote. Your remotes on Gboard and stuff have been changing and stuff, like the way it works and stuff.
Yeah, the layouts.
Yeah. See, that's another product I won't be able to use Gboard anymore.
Yeah.
Like Gboard.
It's little things like... Well, you're on Oppo, so you're fine.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. It's little things like that. It's only the real, I guess, the real physical parts, the things that I'm actually playing with that I'm noticing. I didn't really consider how many updates I was getting on my phone until everything broke.
Yeah.
And then I had to think about it. I was like, actually, and the amount of updates that I've had in the last 5 months is more than I've had in the entire year of last year.
Yeah. And last year you were on a Huawei as well, right?
Yeah.
So what were you on last year?
Last year I was on P20, wasn't it?
Might have been the P20. No. You bought, over the last 12 months you've had the P20 Pro. What did you have previous to that?
I've had a lot of phones. A lot of phones.
Yeah.
I'm getting a new one this year.
Oh no, you had a Sony for a while.
Yeah. I don't, but either way, I've never had a phone update this often. And it's very odd. But getting back, I'm going to get back into my America attitude.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Whether we thought that this was the end of Huawei and the start for new opportunities for the US, or is this all bullshit?
Oh, yeah, it's all bullshit, that's right. So yeah, I think a deal's going to be made.
America doesn't deal on bullshit.
Trump's already shown his cards.
Maybe. Or are we...
Or is this all part of the plan?
Yeah, or is this our strategy? Okay, no, I'm going to go with the opposite view.
Yeah.
That this could actually be quite good for the US in terms of technology. And enforcing US companies to do R&D. Now, a lot of the R&D done in America isn't actually done in America, it's done everywhere else in the world. America's not really known for their great technological advances. I'm just trying to think of something cool that's come out from America in regards to tech. I can't think of any, can you?
The original Apple was an amazing advance.
That's not. No, that was great marketing.
No, the original Apple PC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's not recent.
Yeah. Well, no, so I mean, like, how recent are we talking? Are we talking in the last 10 years? Like, in the smartphone generation, the last 10 years?
Yeah, last 10 years. Not in regards to software and hardware.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know any hardware. Like, lots of cool app ideas and software.
I mean, there's been
ideas.
cool stuff that have been advancements of technology that have been invented elsewhere.
Yeah, but this gives the chance for America.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really, really sorry if my accent is offending you.
Yeah.
But I think this gives a great opportunity for the US to start investing into their own R&D. Like, I'm pretty sure that America has smart people. Like, I don't see a lot of them on Facebook or Twitter, but I'm pretty sure they're out there.
Yeah.
And that their own R&D.
We know some amazing Americans, and they are super smart. Like, I think literally every American that we're friends with are actually smart people who work at, like, Microsoft and shit, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Yeah.
My uncle worked in R&D for. He's an American. He's over. Well, he lives in New York.
Yeah.
He's an R&D sciencey person. He's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He builds shit. He makes shit.
Yeah, so we know smart Americans.
So I know, like, I know I'm saying it really dumb.
Yeah.
But his stuff was really, like, he worked on building and designing the stealth
bomber.
Stealth bomber.
Yeah.
In the 80s when they were trying it out here in Australia.
Okay.
That's actually why he was in Australia at the time. I don't know if that was secret or not.
There might be a few things we're going to beep out in this week's show.
Oh, I'm going to have to make chicken noises throughout these parts. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was really, really smart. And then their research and development got cut.
Mm-hmm.
He managed to keep his job, but he decided after a couple of years to leave. But there's not a lot of opportunities for someone as smart as him because all of that has been stolen by all these other countries.
So that's you playing devil's advocate. Okay. Before we wind up this segment, I just want to ask you, honestly.
Yeah.
You just played devil's advocate. Do you actually believe that?
To a point, yeah. I don't.
I
yes,
think, okay.
I believe this could create a great opportunity for US companies to start investing in themselves.
Yeah.
and in their own people.
I
think that is a huge problem in terms... Because, okay, they do great R&D when it comes to beauty and shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you want your boobs done, America's the place to go.
Yeah. They've had some great advancements in cigarettes and whiskey.
Yeah, but in terms of technology itself and in that respect, and I'm a little bit cautious as to say whether they've actually done anything great.
So,
America has not been great when it comes to technology.
Countries historically, when they have been backed into a corner like this, do well. Like being
China or
No, I'm
America?
talking in general. Well, no, I'm talking about what's happening with America. Like, if they are going to be forced to become more reliant on their own R&D and blah, 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 all this, right? Like, being backed into a corner usually will do that. I mean, you just have to look at Japan after World War II, right? They were literally backed into a corner where the entire fucking economy, the situation was fucked after the war.
Yeah.
And they were forced to a position where for them to become a better nation, they had to become more innovative.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did, and now look at where Japan is.
Yeah.
So, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree to a certain extent. I don't think, though, that it's going to be that same situation. I think we're going to lose a shit ton of money and a shit ton of business before that happens. So that's why I don't think it's going to happen, because America does not plan long term, they plan short term. Whereas China,
plans long term.
Right? I guarantee you that
they have a 100-year plan.
Yeah, 30 years ago or 20 years ago, whenever Huawei was launched, they already started planning for a situation like this.
Yeah.
Like, they will have this planned out. They will know where they could go.
Yeah, well, I believe this is a great opportunity for the US and for US companies. I personally, I don't think that was what is intended. And a really good point into that whole trade deal is, and why this wasn't very well thought out, is this week, apart from signing the whole executive deal in regards to banning trade with Huawei, Trump also signed an executive order which was prohibiting or minimising the amount of car imports into America.
Into China. Oh, into America.
Yeah. And the reason that he used was because it was the same reason that he gave on the Huawei executive order, which was a threat to national security.
How is a fucking Honda Civic a threat to fucking national security?
It's not. This is actually playing more into your theory that this has all been done for a trade deal.
It's a trade deal. This is so dumb.
And so, because America, and places like Detroit, which used to have
I can understand, like, he probably would have
used to have great car manufacturing, and doesn't have it anymore. I think they've just attributed that to the places like Japan and China who do import all these cars.
So is there a reason why in the political system do they have to make it a security thing to make an executive order be put through without any government thing or something? I'm just wondering why they'd use security as the reason. Because if he had said, I'm going to ban the import or limit the import of vehicles into America because they are a threat to our own economy, then he would have actually got support for that. Like, Americans would have been like, yes, this is what we need. We need less imported vehicles. We need to raise demand for buying American vehicles. This is good for work. This is good for business. This is what we should do.
Yeah. So,
right? So is there a reason why they've done it? Is there a reason why?
A national security reason?
Yeah. Is calling it a national security, does that make it easier for him to be able to sign it without bipartisan agreement or something?
I don't know. I can only tell you what's in the actual order.
Okay.
So this is the executive order.
So
it's actually
techies.
aimed.
We're not. Oh, we're techies that love politics, but we don't know everything about politics.
No. So in this executive order, which was signed a couple of days ago, is actually in regards to, like, the reasoning behind it is actually because that there are more foreign-owned, foreign manufactured cars in the US than there are American-made.
Yeah.
That's actually a whole section of one of the points, which comes after national security.
Okay.
As to why why the president is justifying this executive order. And he actually targets, he mentions the European Union, the EU, and Japan as being a protected foreign market.
EU does do a good job of protecting their own market.
Yeah.
They don't block sales though. They
impose barriers.
to
auto imports from the US.
Yeah.
And so what he's saying is because they do that, then we should do that to them.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think this is coming back down to what you said in regards to it's not security, it's not a national threat.
This is all to get a trade deal.
This is all to get a trade deal. I mean, this is the dude that said who declared a state of emergency in order to get funds for his war.
Yeah.
I don't think this was very well executed. Do I think the US economy needed it? Yeah.
America needs a whole lot of things, so...
Yeah, I think it could help. I don't think how they're doing this is working very well. I don't think it was the smartest implementation. And I think that in order for, if you're going to stop $11 billion coming into your economy, then you better have $11 billion fucking dollars to bump up that hole.
Yeah.
Because $11 billion...
And stifling future business.
Yeah, because $11 billion into an economy that disappears, that sounds like a shitload of fucking jobs to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Of people's jobs. Exactly. So you better have enough money in your...
Or enough work.
In your pockets to fund those companies, to keep those people on. Because if that $11 billion goes and you have, 200 or 1 million people
what you're saying is that America, to get out of this, you're saying you hope that they are going to be able to, the government is going to be able to use taxpayer money to bail out these companies or put it into the business.
Look, they've bailed companies out before.
Sounds like communism to me.
Yeah, okay.
For the people.
Yeah.
Using the people's money for the better good of the people.
Yeah.
That's communism.
Shut up.
America's becoming a communist nation.
No.
It's becoming everything that they have.
Well, then in that case, they bailed out companies before.
They bailed out banks, right?
Yeah, they bailed out fucking banks. Banks are supposed to be good with money.
It's literally their only job.
That's your one fucking job. How do you bail a person out who is not good with money?
Yeah.
That does not make sense.
This is a whole different show. Whole different theme.
We're ranting now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Yeah.
If you do have any theories in regards to the Huawei ban in the US, that's some shit I want to know.
Yeah.
That's some shit I want to...
Do you agree with what we think is going on here?
Yeah.
Is there any points we've missed? Like, there's a lot of layers to this, so there's bound to be some important parts that we've missed that you may have been hoping that we'd touch on. Let us know what those are. And to do that, where do people get hold of us, Chris?
On Facebook.
On Facebook, yes.
On our page.
Yeah. So
Hashtag me. Wait, I can do this.
Yeah.
Or you can message our Twitter. Our
We'll
personal Twitter. Oh, no.
Public tweet us, don't message.
Oh, you don't message. I'm really bad at looking at messages.
Yeah.
Which is at hashtag me? Hashtag NZ. Hashtag radio.
Hashtag Radio NZ.
At hashtag Radio NZ.
Yeah.
I got there in the end, guys.
You did.
Or you can tweet to our personal accounts at Charis McAwesome.
And at Phid McAwesome.
If you actually don't know how to spell my name, I'm actually really interested. I'm not going to tell you how to spell it. I'm just going to Google, I'm going to search and see if anybody's individually try to send me a tweet.
Yeah.
So it might be better just to go to that chat at hashtag Radio NZ.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a go at Charis McAwesome.
I'm trying to find our personal ones.
Yeah. Tag me. I'll tag at hashtag Radio NZ so I can have a giggle.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'd love to hear your opinions on it. Make sure you send us those tweets and Facebook comments. And thanks for tuning into the podcast. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, reviews on iTunes. They help us a lot. And tell all your friends about it. Share our tweets and let everybody know how awesome our show is and how awesome we are.
Don't share all our tweets.
No, just ones about the show.
Yeah, just the show ones, because I don't think a lot of my tweets aren't really safe for work.
Yeah, well, I would say share those, like especially some of the funny ones during reality TV time.
I wouldn't share those. You can like them.
They get great engagement.
Yeah, but people don't share them for a reason.
But thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
Ka kite.